How has John Butler looked so far in spring?
It's okay.
What do you think he's work on?
Just being a professional, playing every play, being more of a student of the game, and just playing the defense. It's not seeing the total picture. So some of the things that we're trying to teach those guys is see the total picture and know not only your position, but know what the other 10 guys are doing. Because the most important thing that he has to understand, and not only him, but the rest of those guys, they need to understand why. When we tell them to, going to C gap or going to B gap, going to A gap, they're just going, then sometimes they may hop in the B gap when they're supposed to be in the A gap. And they're not understanding why I need to be in the A gap. And that comes from not knowing the entire defense and, sort of being selfish. And, I heard a coach that I worked for before used to say, he's looking through a straw. He's not seeing the big picture. So once he understands the why, not only him, but the rest of those guys, then they'll stop doing some of the things they're doing and start making sense and start clicking, and it'll come together, and then he can play faster.
Was that surprising for you to find that that's where he's at? I
No, it's, most guys are like that. But you will hope a guy, nothing against the other staff, and those guys did a great job. But you want him to pay more attention to details. And, granted, it is a new defense, so the why is going to come. Maybe if he was in the defense they ran before, then I wouldn't have that problem with him understanding, the defense. But with it being new defense, I got to, cut him some slack as well and teach it. That's my job, to teach him to understand that.
Chuck Collins and McElwain both mentioned Dave Bryant inside as a guy that's going to come on strong. What does he give you guys there?
Oh man, he brings energy. That's my big Wyoming wild man. And he's a big old cake, man. He just wants to use all his brute strength, But he's athletic for a big guy. His football IQ is really, really low because he hasn't played a lot of football. I don't know, how many great players have come out of the state of Wyoming, but he could be up there. If there is one, he could be just as good as those guys. And once he learns the game, because everything right now is just new to him. He's just, I got him on gerbil, baby food. I can't even feed him table food. Yeah, he'll choke. But once he's learning, his teeth are starting to come in, and maybe we'll feed him off the table before long.
Coach Mack has said that the defense as a whole is ahead. What is the assessment of the defensive line in your eyes?
Just so young, so early. They flash, they fool you. It's just like, I tell them, I say, you're just like the girl I dated in high school. She told me she was going to take me to the prom. I'm getting my hair cut, looking, trying to get my brother's car, washing it up, cleaning and all that stuff. I'm all excited about it. Then all of a sudden she calls and says, I'm going to go with your best friend. So that's how they are. They flash, they tell me they're going to take me to the prom, but we haven't gotten there yet.
How do you evaluate what Caleb Rivers done so far this spring?
Caleb has to push himself. He has a governor on. He's a very, very talented young man. Very, very talented. But right now he's playing like a freshman. And sometimes he's relying on his talent and his athletic ability to do things. And as a coach, one of the hardest things to do is to coach a guy up after he's done something wrong, but yet he has success. So he's so result-oriented, that's all he sees is when I tell him, hey, look at your footwork here, look where your eyes, where your hands were on this particular play. He blocks that out. One thing he's saying right now, Coach, you're crazy, I just made a sack, I just made a tackle for a loss, that's what you want. So after telling him, I said, yeah, you get away with that against this guy, but what if it's LSU, what if it's Georgia, what if it's, that other school, and, you may not have the success. So when you're going up against somebody that's just as talented as you are, it comes down to technique and fundamentals. So trying to get him to buy into it, which he is, he's trying, all those guys are trying to do that, but him in particular because he's so talented.
Another guy too, he's been different sideline a little bit, obviously with some discomfort in his hip. Thomas Hawley was a guy that you had your eye on back in the Alabama days. What did you see in him back then, and what do you see in him now?
Man, you just saw a big guy that could run, and you know, this guy, you know, he's dunking basketball. He had his elbows on the rim, so you know, that size. You know, he's almost like Taylor Bryant in a sense. You know, big athletic guy, strong, that can run. And those are the guys that you take a chance on, guys that are athletic, that can run. And hopefully, you know, we all think we're gurus and great coaches who can coach them up and stuff like that. So some of the things I saw a guy that could run, could hold his point, could rush the passer, and he was just doing it naturally. So, you know, I was happy to get here. And hopefully, if I don't screw him up, he'll be a great player.
And then some of your previous stops, you've been known for nicknames. You've been a big nickname guy. Can you share? Have you given these guys nicknames yet? Can you share some of them with us?
Not yet.
You haven't given them, or you can't share?
Can't share it.
Okay.
You got ladies in the house.
Hard work, I'm sure.
Oh man, I love him, man. He's an energized bunny, man. He's bouncing all over the place, man. He keeps me going. He has energy all the time. I love the kid. He plays hard, he practices hard. One of the things, and not only him, but a bunch of the guys, he asks the right questions. You know, he doesn't, when he asks a question, it makes sense. There's a reason why. You know, you just got to keep a tight rein on him, because sometimes he'll go, ooh, get out there a little bit. But he's a great kid. I'm looking forward to working with him, and I think he's going to do a lot of great things for this university and for the United.
Where are Kerry Clark and Jennard Boswell at right now?
Kerry's out there. Jennard is, I think he's injured or something. I don't know what's going on with him. I think he's out right now. He may be back before spring game's out. And Kerry, he's working really well right now. He's getting better every day, man. I mean, I'm excited for that kid, because he's a kid, once he gets it right and you celebrate him getting it right, man, it's just like, he's just so happy to accomplish something, because he's a kid that, you know, he wants to make coach happy. He wants to make people happy. He wants to do good. And so when he does that and we celebrate it, and I just love looking at his face.